What's up, guys? It's Michael with AKM Tactical. Appreciate y'all watching. Got my boy Kyle here with me. We're doing, I guess it's probably EDC for the big guy, part 2, part 3. I don't know. I messed up. I had one part and then the video messed up. I ended up having to make a 2-part thing. So part 3 technically. So we're going to go over his EDC. He's going to show everybody what he's got, and we're going to talk about being fat and carrying a gun. So go ahead, man.
What's up, guys? My name is Kyle. I actually work with Michael. Kind of met this dude at work, and he just so happened to be watching a Nothing Fancy video one time, and I was like, "What you watching, man?" He was like, "Oh, this guy called Nothing Fancy." And I was like, "So you're a gun guy?" And you know, and it was like, boom, friends. So, anyways, we were shooting at Michael's house today, and we just decided, like, hey, man, let's go shoot an EDC video. And that's the cool thing about it is, you know, once you really get into carrying a gun, it really becomes a part of your life, and you really should be ready at any time.
Yeah.
You know, too bad Fancy lives in, like, what, Utah?
Yeah,
somewhere
something
like that. Because I'm telling you, I'm ready for a gear check. But anyways, I'm going to go over a couple of setups. I actually, I have 2 guns here that I have in my rotation. I have another one that is at the house. I also carry a Smith & Wesson Shield, and that gun's in my rotation as well. And I guess to break it down for y'all, just when I say a rotation, I try to dress like I want to dress. I try to blend in. Sometimes I get told I look like a frat boy, which is fine with me because that's probably the last guy you think is going to have a gun on. The first one I'm going to go over, I guess we can talk about the guns first, because that's what you probably don't even care the other stuff I'm carrying, although it is important. But let's go over the guns. This one, danger check as well. Alright, this is a Glock 19, Gen 4. And just got this fresh custom. I don't know if you can see that or not. That's a stipple job. In the camera. There you go. Show them the sights too. I'm going to talk about those sights as well.
Let me move because I don't want to flag myself.
Yeah, don't flag me neither. But anyways, standard Glock 19, right? One of the most popular pistols out there. And it's popular for a reason. My very first gun was a Glock 23. And when I bought the Glock 23, I was 22 years old, and I just got into guns. And you know, I grew up hunting my entire life. You know, squirrel hunting, deer hunting. Got into college, I started duck hunting. But my dad, my family just never had pistols. Pistols were something that we just didn't have. You know, we had shotguns and rifles all day long, but we didn't have any pistols. Well, you know, I got a little older. I kind of got into handguns, and I was curious about them, so I was looking on YouTube, of course. That's how I found Nothing Fancy, Hickok 45, and I actually watched a video of Hickok where he was tagging a gong at like 230 yards. With Glock 23, and I was sold. And on top of that, at the time, that was a standard FBI issue. And who does more studies on ballistics and you know, handguns and I guess killings than the FBI? So I figured, hey, they did the research. And so, anyways, I got a 40. Well, needless to say, at some point I jumped on the 9mm bandwagon, and I recently acquired this one at a great price. Guy was actually just kind of needing some Christmas money, so I, you know, funded his Christmas, but I kind of felt bad because I kind of just about stole it from him. But anyway, so Glock 19 Gen 4. The sights he was showing you, he just put those on as well, but I run them on my other guns. These are Ameriglow iDot Pros. And I don't know if you could tell in the when he put it in there on the camera, but it's one big fluorescent dot on the front. It's got a tritium insert, and then on the back it's a single tritium insert as well. And the thinking behind that is, and the reason, this is the whole reason why I like them, is if, you know, you line up your sight picture, right, it's supposed to look like this, right? Well, the thinking behind that is, in the dark, say you've got, you know, just standard, you know, 3-dot night sights. You don't really know if you're lined up correctly, or like this, or like this. But when you've got those 2 dots, you simply stack them one on top of the other. So that's one reason why I like it. I also like the large oversized fluorescent dot in the front. It just makes picking up that front sight a lot easier. Also riding on this, I have one extra. I've got the Vickers Tactical, just a little extended control right there on the slide release. I'm still kind of undecided about that. I like it. I like the way it feels. Functions well, but I'm gonna have to carry it some more and make sure that's what I like. It's riding. It can ride in either one of these holsters, and I guess I'll cover that in a minute. I'll cover the holsters at the same time. But anyways, another one of my EDCs is a Glock 27. I told you I was in the 40. Danger check it just for y'all. I told you I was into 40s, and this kind of came. This was probably my first concealed carry gun. When I got a gun when I was 22, I didn't have my concealed carry permit yet, and at the time I was kind of into. I think a lot of people are like this. You get a gun, you want to get it for your truck.
Yep.
I mean, down south, back in the Gap, cats used to ride around with a gun rack in the truck. I mean, you remember that.
When I was a teenager, I mean, it wasn't nothing to go to high school with a shotgun in your car.
Yeah.
Nobody said anything. Where we live down south, that's just kind of the way it is.
Yeah. You couldn't get away with it now, but
yeah.
At that time. So like my 23 was a truck gun, but when I got into carrying. And actually, before I ever had my permit, I was already into like the gear and I researched everything. And if you're on YouTube watching our video, then you're probably a gear junkie as well, and you're probably researching. So I was researching, looking at things, and anyways, I acquired this 27. I do like FDE, and he knows I got a love for FDE, obviously. And then you saw my AR; it's FDE as well. But I actually just bought this because it was available. I kind of bought it during that gun scare that we had back when Obama was threatening and Feinstein and everybody else was talking about high capacity mags. Bull crap.
Gangsta mags.
Yeah. Trying to keep it G rated. But anyways, so basically I'm running the same sights on it, the IDOT Pros. I'm also running the Vickers Tactical. Extended control there, and this one's also got a butt plug in it. Do you have to have that? No, but it just kind of keeps the dirt and grime out of it. And 40, yeah, it's a little snappy, but we were just shooting. We shot a little bit already. We trying to save for my brother who's going to come shoot with us, trying to shoot up all the rounds, because then we were just sitting there sad, wishing we were shooting too.
Sad face watching him.
Exactly. But we were talking, and yeah. This gun is more controllable, for sure. 9 is. It's cheaper to shoot. You get more rounds. But in all honesty, a grown man, you should not have trouble controlling this recoil. It is not that bad. It is not that snappy. All of your subcompact Glocks come with a dual recoil spring. Now, your Gen 4s do as well, but all of your subcompacts do. And it really, these guns, like, that's the best thing about Glock. We've got... I bought my girlfriend a Glock 43 for her everyday carry, and we were shooting it. It shoots like a full-size gun.
Yeah,
like
it really does.
I mean, and there's going to be people that think that's crazy, but it
Shoot
does. Yeah, go shoot a Kel-Tec PF9.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's snappy. That's a firecracker. Yeah. But when you shoot these Glocks, they're really manageable. They're reasonable. And another thing I was telling him is in a 26, the 9mm version of this, you're getting 10 rounds in a magazine, and this one you're getting 9. So really, you're not losing, you're not sacrificing a whole lot of capacity. And of course, and I don't have it with me because we're off the cuff and my mags are loaded over at the range. But I also carry a full size Glock 40 magazine for this one as well as a backup. And that's something we'll talk about here in a second.
What are you carrying in them guns?
I don't have them with me because we're shooting right now and these are unloaded. But I'm all about HST. And, he knows that. I've kind of talked him into that bandwagon. I've done a lot of research. I haven't done a lot of research. I look around at other people's, research and they're studying. And HST, man, is just the way to go. A resource that I use is ammunitiondepot.com. I'm not really trying to give any shout-outs. I'm just trying to help y'all out and give y'all a place to find gear. But a 50-round box, what was that, like 20?
28, $29.
20, yeah.
Cheap.
for 50 rounds of 9mm 147 standard pressure. That's what I recommend. I like going heavy for caliber. So like there'll be 180s, I believe. Don't quote me on that. In the 40, but HST, man, it's and that's another reason why I kind of was okay with going to 9mm. At first, I had some reservation because I wanted something with a little more knockdown. But nowadays, the ammunition has come along such a long ways that it, you know, a 9mm HST 147. You know, if you go compare it to like a PDX 1 and 40, not a whole lot of difference. There's really not a whole lot of difference in the HST and the 40 and the the 9, but
well, you look at the 147 grain HST. If you run 160, I think it's 165 grain HSTs that they have in the 40. Like we looked at a picture of that one night, and it's like you can't even hardly tell the difference in the bullet once it's expanded. I mean, it's just about the same size.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I agree with him totally on that 147 grain HST. As long as your gun, runs it and it's reliable and it's accurate, that's a really wicked load. It really is.
And when it expands out, and we're talking about in gelatin, test, with denim, without denim. When it expands out, it's just nasty. And both of us, I don't know if he's ever put this on the channel, we're both in the medical field, so one thing that was interesting to me is I wanted to know how a projectile is going to perform in a person, in the body. Once I put that round down there, how is it going to perform once it hits that person? That's why I'm so into ammunition. I've really done my research. I'm not the one out there shooting, ballistics gel, but I'm going in there and reading up on it. And we're not trying to start a caliber debate. Good God.
Oh God, you'd be here all day because everybody has different opinions on it.
Yeah. Either way, you can't go wrong.
This is what we do.
Yeah, if you want to carry 45, carry 45. We don't. It's whatever, man. They all work. They all hit hard. And the main thing is how many rounds can you put on target, how quickly and efficiently.
All I will tell you is I'm not going to tell you what caliber. I'm not going to tell you what brand. I'm going to tell you. We tell you what we run. I'm going to tell you don't run ball. Don't run ball ammo. I have seen guys come in through the ER that's been hit with ball
all the time,
and don't run ball.
Yeah.
It's useless. We had a guy got hit here and it like come out like right here. You could tell he was ducking. It was funny. You could tell he was like, he was ducking and dodging. Don't run ball.
Fast enough.
Don't run ball. Run some good hollow points.
Yeah.
Hollow prints.
I guess the only exception where I would say run a ball or a penetrator type round is if you're going to carry 380. And the reason behind that is penetration. Like, expansion's all good, but if you don't get enough penetration to reach vital organs, arteries, right. Central nervous system, then it doesn't matter. Everybody's all into that. What's that? RIP ammo.
Yeah,
that's a crock of
G2,
shit.
G2 research RIP or whatever.
Yeah, it's horrible. Now, to give them credit though, it performs exactly like they say it does, but the problem is all those petals that break off, they don't penetrate deep enough to touch anything. So
you get a big slug, and not even a big slug, especially in 9. You get a little small slug that comes off, and that's what penetrates.
Yeah, and it does penetrate a decent amount. Yeah, but all those petals and all that cool stuff, it's not practical. It doesn't work in the real world.
Besides the fact and I'm just speaking for myself. You may not agree with me. I would hate to go to court knowing I shot somebody with that round.
Yeah. Just
because of the way it looks. Yeah. We are so looked down on in the world by so many people. I don't want to add anything to it.
Exactly. But anyways, we could talk about ammunition all day, and we'll probably actually do some separate videos. We're gonna have to.
Yeah.
On carry ammo, but let's get to the holsters. Okay. This one was my first holster, and I still run this. This is a CompTac Infidel. It's Kydex. It's a little bit thicker Kydex than this one over here. And I modified this, and I don't know how y'all feel about modifying gear. I'm not a big fan of it, but I had to because it was sticking me in the side. We're talking about Fat Man EDC.
That's right.
It was sticking me in the side, so I basically chopped the sweat guard down. Now, this one runs a clip. And I cringe when I say clip, but I'm not talking about a magazine.
Clip the scene. Clip the scene.
Yeah. But I've also got some soft loops ordered, and I'm gonna try that. And I've never had a problem with this clip. It stays on my belt, stays in place. It does slide back and forth a little bit, but I've never had a problem with it. But everywhere I see, I guess online in the gun community says, you should run soft loops to prevent, from pulling that holster out when you draw. You don't want to draw the holster, with the gun. You just want the gun to come. So, but anyways, I recommend Kydex. That's what I run 99.9% of the time. I do have a belly band for times when I'm not rocking a belt. That's a whole nother issue there. But Kydex, you got to go with Kydex. It's going to cost you some money. I think this one ran me like $65. But you need good quality Kydex.
Which is not bad for decent Kydex.
No.
That's not bad.
Not bad at all. And another thing I was going to bring up about both of these holsters is that this one's open on the bottom. And this will run this gun, the 27. It'll run the midsize. And it will run a Glock 17 or
I have my
as
17
well.
on there. We'd show that. I just got my 19.
Yeah. Anything in 940 and 357 double stack, it'll run. And if you got one gun to run, even if it's a Taurus, that's fine. Do what you got to do. But ideally, you kind of want a system if you have the means. Other holster I'm running is a Bravo Concealment DOS drop out of sight holster. I just recently got this and I like it. It'll run the 19, the midsize, and the subcompact. And that's what I'm talking about. You want systems that you have options with. Now this one, and Michael will tell you because I let him try it out. You notice on these two, this one doesn't really have a cant to it. It's more straight up and down. So it'll run. I can run it in the 27 all day long comfortably. Won't really print or anything. But this 19 is easier to conceal than this because it's got a cant to it. So that's the advantage of that. This really probably optimized for a appendix carry. Now, appendix carry for a bigger guy, for a chubby guy, for anybody that doesn't really have six-pack abs isn't the easiest. Now, there may be some big guys out there that can do it.
That's what I said in my last video. If there was, teach me, oh great one.
Yeah, I ain't one of them.
I'm not one of them either. It ain't gonna happen. And
I carry both of these. I was looking online and I saw an article and it was talking about where to carry, and one that I liked and I thought was accurate for me is 5 o'clock somewhere. I carry it around the 5 o'clock position, 4:30, 5 o'clock. And I really don't have a problem. The 19 goes away, especially with today. I'm wearing a Columbia jacket, no problems. If I'm wearing a good loose polo, no problems. But if I want to just wear a t-shirt, this one or the shield, I really hate that I don't have the shield with me. I mean that's, I wear that shield probably
more than anything.
Yeah, and that's just because it's comfortable. It disappears. These are double stacks. These are Glocks. These aren't. Everybody thinks Glocks are fat. They're not really that fat. They just kind of look blocky. But that shield is so thin, and gosh, I hate that I don't have that shield. That shield is. I've got a trigger job on it, which some people may not agree with, an EDC gun, and I've also got the sights.
But it's all factory parts, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all.
It's all OEM parts. I mean, you can do that when it's all OEM parts, and because it's all factory. It's a factory gun. I just
there was a gunsmith close, not in town, but close by, and I wanted him to put on some night sights, and the dude was like, "How about you let me do a trigger job on it?" And I was kind of like, I really don't know your work, but the guy actually had his shield that he carried, and I tried that trigger job, and it was amazing.
Nice. It is
so
nice.
He did the trigger job and put on the sights for like $60, maybe $70. It was a steal, and it runs. I mean, you talk about those small guns running like a full size gun. I mean, I probably shoot that shield better than I do this one, better than I do the 19, and that's true.
Yeah.
Kind of sad, but I mean it's true. And then the shield, I always carry. I don't have any mags with me because they're all loaded at the table back there at the range. But always carry at least one backup mag. And the reason for that is not just so much round count, but if you have a malfunction, normally this one right here is going to be the weakest link. You know, your magazine is where you're going to be the problem's going to be. So you need to have a backup mag for, if any other reason, for possible malfunctions.
Right.
And with that shield, I actually carry 2 mags. I carry 2 8-round mags on either side of the body, just so I have access to them with either hand. Man, I'm talking about, we're going to have to edit this out. But I'm going to have to do a separate video on the shield. Okay, so, and then your everyday stuff. Phone, cell phone, this thing is your lifeline. I mean, call the police after you after the fact, because they're not going to be able to help you, right away.
No.
You can also, on these new iPhones, and I think new, Droid, whatever you use, Samsung, they have like a health thing now.
Mm-hmm.
That shows, like, you can put your blood type in there, you can put any medical problems, your emergency contacts, you can keep all that, in the phone. That's wonderful to have.
Comes your brother,
Yeah,
I bet.
Yeah.
So, what else you got?
All right. Brand new. I just got a new light. This is an Olight M18 Maverick. Recommend carrying a light. Some people want to carry, a light that's momentary on only, I'm not the guy that's going to carry 2 lights, I'm just going to carry one. So I want one that does everything. This one has a low setting, or you can double click and go high, or you can triple click and go strobe. It does a little bit of everything. It carries deep. It's lightweight. 2 CR123s. You can find those online all day at a good price. Gotta have a light. This one's 300 lumens.
Mm-hmm. No, 5.
500.
Yeah, 5.
Yeah, I'm sorry, 500 lumens. Enough. Anything over 150, I think, for a carry light is fine.
All the aluminums.
All the aluminums. Another thing that's essential is you gotta have a knife. I like Spyderco. Spyderco is one of my favorites. I like Benchmade. I like, nothing wrong with Kershaw either. Kershaw's nice. This is a Spyderco, oh gosh, Delica 4. Full flat grind. There's nothing fancy coming out. Nothing fancy influence coming out in me. Lightweight, dude. Talk about a light knife. I mean,
yeah, it is.
That you don't even know that's there.
Yeah, it's
the
very,
clip's
very
excellent.
lightweight.
I hate saying clip. Clip's excellent on it. It's not fast to open. Do I run a tactical knife? No. There's different schools of thought behind that, but I'm not running 2 knives either. I'm just being honest. That's just me. Wallet. You need to carry some type of thin wallet. I think saves your back. I use a big skinny wallet. All your stuff in there, concealed carry, insurance cards, cash, all those things that you need. And finally, and I think this is probably the most used thing in my kit, it's probably going to be my multi-tool. Something you probably don't think about. Do you run a multi-tool?
No, and I need to get on board with that. I just texted your brother and told him where we're at.
Okay, cool.
I need to get on board with that.
But I use a Leatherman Squirt PS4. It's a tiny Leatherman. It has got pliers in it, and actually, this thing literally, I felt like it saved my life at the time. It saved me a lot of pain and a trip to the ER. This season I was duck hunting with some buddies, and we were out in the field. I mean, it would have taken us probably an hour to get to a hospital. We were out hunting. It's Louisiana, so it's kind of warm outside. And I had a bug fly hit me in the ear, in this ear right here. And then when I went to swat it, it literally crawled in my ear and went down in my ear. And I told you, work in the medical field, all I could think about was those patients coming to the ER, just wanting to kill themselves because they're in pain because they got a bug and it's tearing away at their eardrum. And this guy was digging down in my ear, so I put pressure right here on the back. Being in the medical field, I took a water bottle, cut a hole in the top of it, tried flushing him, it didn't work. And finally, I reached down on my waders and I got this out, and I had my buddy literally dig that bug out whole. I mean, he pulled that beetle out whole with these things right here. And we continued to hunt. I mean, we had ducks coming in the decoys while I was out there freaking out. And I was freaked out, man. I don't freak out about a lot, but that was, I thought I was in a world of hurt, and that really saved me there. But literally, though, a multi-tool, it's got so many uses. This PS4 Squirt has got a lot of functions. You'd be surprised how much you use it. This, the knife, and the flashlight, honestly, are, of course, you don't ever use the gun. The gun's cool, but
that's the cool guy stuff. But that's the stuff.
Yeah,
you use.
this is the stuff you end up using a lot. Got to carry a light, got to carry a knife, and I recommend carrying a multi-tool. And look, if you're not old enough to have a permit, carry a knife, carry a tactical. I'll say tactical knife. Carry a knife that's big enough that you feel like you can fight with it, and if it's legal. Here in the state of Louisiana, we can't just carry anything. I don't think. I think there's a limit.
Yeah, I think there's a limit on blade
length. So nobody enforces that.
I will tell you that I might be wrong, but I think that if a state has a regulation on blade length, they won't sell it in the store.
Okay.
So you can't necessarily just go buy it.
But you could buy it online, though.
But you could buy it online, absolutely.
Which is where I would recommend to buy, blades and stuff. You get good prices on them. But anyways, the knife.
Just know your laws,
tool, Yeah, the light. Those are gonna be the most used things. The guns. Just whatever you carry. I don't care. If you carry a 380, like we talked about with the ammo. Carry a 380 as long as you have a gun. Statistics say that just simply having a gun, deters or increases, your outcome of winning the fight exponentially. Doesn't really caliber, whatever, doesn't really matter. Just have a gun. Now, when I carry something, I want to carry the best, which is why I run Glocks and a shield. And I say the best. Don't get me started on that, because then you're gonna have SIG guys and Springfield guys, whatever. But that's what I run. That's what I trust with my life. That's what I run well. But just make sure you carry every day.
Every day.
We work in the medical field, so we can't carry every day, unfortunately. But every day we're not working, you better believe,
we got a gun. Yeah.
And the more armed, responsible citizens out there, the better off this country is.
Absolutely.
The better I feel. So, anybody that's willing to listen, that's willing to, to try, like, me and you both, like, we'll take them. Like, hey, you want to go shoot, man? And, we'll show them gear. That's the whole purpose of doing this video. We have spent so much money on gear. And we kind of joke around because we just kind of borrow each other's gear sometimes, Like, I let him run my Bravo for a while. But the reason we do this stuff is because we've tried it and we know what works for us, and maybe it'll save you some headache and some time and some hard-earned cash.
Yeah, which is hard to come by nowadays.
Yes, it is.
You got anything else?
Man, that's about it. I feel like I could talk forever on this subject, but we're going to try to cut it down because we want to go shoot.
Yeah, we got to go shoot. Appreciate you guys watching. We're going to do some more stuff. I think Kyle's probably going to come here on the channel with me a good bit. If he wants to. I'd like him to. It'd be nice to have some, instead of just me talking all the time.
I like to talk.
But appreciate y'all watching. Like and share. Follow me on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'll put links in the description box for all that. We're going to do some more videos on this. We're going to show some setups and how we run them on our own body. But we got shooting to do, so y'all be safe.